Hey friends, we have talked about all different types of transformations: reflections, translations, rotations, and dilations. So today we're putting it all together. We're looking at what happens when you transform something multiple times. Okay, so let's look at the first one. They want you to follow each algorithm to create a transformation. All right, so step one is to reflect it over the x-axis. Step 2 is to reflect it over the y-axis, and then step 3 is to translate each point up 6 units. Okay, so this is what that would look like. When you reflect something over the x-axis, all of the y's change. So when we do this, we have -4, -1, -1, -1, -2, -4, and -5, -4. So we just reflected over the x-axis. Now we need to take this image and reflect it over the y. So when you reflect it over the y-axis, all of the x's change. So now all of our x's are positive. Okay, so check that one off of our list because we reflected it over the y-axis by changing all the x's. Now we want to translate each point up 6 units, which means we're literally shifting this 6 units up. Okay, which would add 6 to every one of the y's. Okay, let's take a look at what that looks like. Okay, so when we shift it 6 units up, we can just add 6 to each one of our y's. So -1 plus 6 is 5. Again, -1 plus 6 is 5. And -4 plus 6 is 2, so this one's also 2. So this is our image, okay? This is our new well, I guess this would be a parallelogram, not a rhombus. I was going for rhombus at first, but it's a parallelogram that is shifted 6 units up from this reflection. Okay, so let's look at another one. Step 1, multiply the x and the y coordinates by 2. Step 2, reflect over the x-axis, and step 3 is translate each point to the left 4 units. Go ahead and try this one, and we will talk in just a second. Okay, so here's what we would do first. So the first step is to multiply the x and the y coordinates by 2, and this is what it would look like. Okay, because we're taking each one of our points and it's getting bigger by 2. The x and the y are multiplied by 2. Then the next step would be to reflect it over the x-axis. So when we reflect something over the x-axis, so all of our points on the y become negative. These 2's become negative and the 10's become negative. Okay, then we need to translate each point to the left 4 units, which means we're taking our x's and we're subtracting 4. So this is what it would look like, a shift over in this direction. Okay, so we take and we subtract 4 from every x. So the 4 becomes -2 and the 8 becomes, ooh, that's supposed to say 4. Oh, it does, there it is. And then our 8 here becomes 4 and this 2 becomes -2. All right, let's look at another example. You try this one on your own. Follow the algorithm to create the transformation. I'll be back in just a second to show you the answer. Okay, so hopefully you paused the video. So the first step was to reflect it over the y-axis, which would mean it would go this way. Then the second step would reflect over the x, which means it should be in this quadrant, quadrant 1. So we went from quadrant 3 to quadrant 4, and now we're in quadrant 1. And now we're going to translate it to the left 6 units, which I'm guessing is going to put us in quadrant 4, and let's take a look. It's going to be both in 4 and in 1. So we reflect, and then we translate. Okay, so check your work. All right, another one for you to try. Go ahead and follow the algorithm to create the transformation. So first on your page, I want you to plot these points, and then I want you to follow step 1 and step 2. Okay, and then I want you to name the transformations that you just completed. All right, here we go. I'm going to show you what you can do. So make sure that you have paused the video. The first step would be to multiply your x by 3 and your y by -2. Okay, so it's going to transform a little crazy. Then the second step would be to keep your x the same way, but then subtract 7 from all of your y's. So this is what it would look like. A dilation with a reflection and then a translation. Okay, and that's all I've got for you today. I'll see you next time.